Hi, welcome to this Physionic extract where I'll be briefly showing you a bit of data on how saturated fat could have an impact on a particular subpopulation of people with a dysregulated type of cholesterol level.
Learn your body, a science-based education.
So this LDL particle, you may have heard of low density lipoproteins, quote unquote bad cholesterol, is broken up into two main categories, ApoA and ApoB. And this study investigates individuals with ApoB style LDL cholesterol, which is the worst type of cholesterol because it tends to be small and tends to allow itself into the arteries. So this particular study that I investigated looked at a comparison between a low saturated fat group and a high saturated fat group, and their calories were equated. So they didn't fluctuate in terms of weight, they didn't increase their weight or decrease their weight. The only difference was that the amount of saturated fat for the high saturated fat was 21% of their total calories, and the low saturated fat condition was 9% of their total calories. And what they found is that it does seem to have an impact in terms of increasing the proportion of these smaller LDL particles, meaning that you have more of this ApoB phenotype, or this more of these ApoB style LDL particles that arise from consuming higher levels of saturated fat. So for those individuals, I'm not saying that this would necessarily apply to healthy individuals, but for people who their doctor have told them that they tend to have more ApoB style LDL particles, you may want to consider reducing your saturated fat intake, because that seems to increase LDL particles more specifically towards ApoB as opposed to the slightly less harmful ApoA style LDL particles. And with that out of the way, of course, you can check out my notes, which I've got far more details in those notes. Hopefully they're broken down so that you can understand them a little more clearly if you have questions. And you can also access that study, which is linked. All of that is linked to this particular piece of content. So with that said, I hope I have the absolute pleasure of speaking with you in the next one. Have a good one, guys. Bye.